now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios YouTube channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade J.J. Williams. Thanking you for coming back and joining me here once again in the theater. Now, tonight, we light the Hanukkah candles from left to right. That's right. Tonight is the final night of Hanukkah. So the menorah is all aglow. While there was no shortage of Christmas movies each and every year, thanks to Netflix originals and the Lifetime and the Hallmark channels, there aren't as many Hanukkah films. But did some research, did some digging, found 8 Hanukkah movies to discuss. So as the sun goes down on the final night of the Festival of Lights, allow me to discuss what is quite possibly one of, if not the most well-known Hanukkah movies, 8 Crazy Nights. Released on November 22nd, 2002, 8 Crazy Nights is an animated film that stars the voice talents of Adam Sandler, Jackie Tatone, Susan Stout, Rob Schneider, Kevin Nealon, John Lovitz, Tyra Banks, Kevin Farley, Carl Weathers, and Cole and Dylan Sprouse. And our movie takes place in the fictional New Hampshire town of Duxbury, where Davy Stone, voiced by Adam Sandler, is a 33-year-old Jewish alcoholic with a criminal record that has earned him the entire community's animosity. One night, he's arrested for dine and dashing at a Chinese restaurant. While attempting to evade arrest, Davy steals a snowmobile and destroys festive ice sculptures in the process, one of Santa, one of a menorah. At Davy's trial, Whitey Duvall, also voiced by Sandler, who is an aging volunteer referee from Davy's former basketball league, convinces the judge to sentence Davy to community service as a referee in training for Whitey's youth basketball league, under the condition that if Davy commits one crime before his sentence is completed, he will serve 10 years in prison. As Davy harasses the players during his first game, Whitey has a seizure, and the game is abruptly halted, with Davy forfeiting it to the opposing team. Attempting to calm Davy down, Whitey takes him to the mall, where they meet Davy's childhood crush, Jennifer Friedman, voiced by Jackie Tatone, now a divorced single mother who has moved back to Duxbury and taken a job at the mall, and her preteen son, Benjamin, voiced by Austin Stout. Now, Davy still secretly harbors feelings for Jennifer, but Whitey reminds Davy that he lost his chances with Jennifer many years ago. As time progresses, Whitey's various attempts to encourage Davy are met with humiliation and even assault. Later on, Davy ends up bonding with Benjamin while playing basketball at the community center, but Benjamin's unsportsmanlike behavior, which is encouraged by Davy, angers Jennifer. During their respective rides home, they reminisce about their happy childhood together and how much things have changed. When Davy gets home, his trailer is being burned down by one of the men who lost the basketball game to him and Benjamin. Davy runs inside to rescue a rescue card from his late parents, but that's all he can grab. After the tragedy, Whitey invites Davy to live with him and his diabetic twin sister, Eleanor, also voiced by Sandler, and Davy reluctantly accepts with nowhere else to go. In order to keep Davy in line, Whitey and Eleanor explain the complex rules of the household, stating that Davy will be evicted if he does not abide. Davy slowly begins to turn his life around, until one day at a skating rink, when Whitey recalls Davy's past. En route to one of Davy's basketball games, Davy's parents died in a car accident, and he learned of the tragedy shortly after winning the game. As a result, Davy spent the rest of his childhood in and out of foster facilities and state homes, and the next 21 years after that, just numbing his pain with alcohol, petty crime, ostracizing himself from Jennifer and his other friends. Distraught and exasperated after being reminded of this drama, Davy insults Whitey and Eleanor, resulting in a heartbroken Whitey evicting Davy from their house. Davy spends the rest of the day binge drinking, and that evening he breaks into the closed mall and hallucinates that the logos and the mascots of the various stores are all coming to life and confronting him about his inability to grieve, causing him to finally open his parents' Hanukkah card that he got during the fire, which contains a heartfelt message asking him to never change who he is. And Davy finally allows himself to break down and cry over the loss of his parents. 2 cops arrive to arrest him, and Davy escapes and boards a bus to New York City. But when the bus is forced to stop after a thumbtack in the road punctures all the rear tires, Davy is reminded of the miracle of Hanukkah and sets out to find and make amends with Whitey. Davy finds Whitey at the All-Star Banquet, an annual town celebration in which one member of the community is recognized for all their positive contributions with the Dukesbury All-Star Patch, which Whitey has sought after for 35 years. When Whitey is passed over again, he resolves to move to Florida and live out the remainder of his life in anonymity. This causes Davy to remind the townspeople of the abuse that they and he have subjected Whitey to throughout his life, and the selfless contributions that Whitey has made to the community in spite of all that. Davy then leads them to Whitey, who has gone to the mall with Eleanor, and the townspeople thank Whitey for his service over the years. The mayor, voiced by Kevin Nealon, officially grants Whitey the patch, with the previous recipients even giving him theirs as well. Davy and Jennifer reconcile. Whitey goes into a seizure that he calls the happiest seizure of his life, and our movie comes to its close. Out of all the films that I reviewed over these 8 nights, as I mentioned, this was the only one I had ever seen, which is why I saved it for last. I felt like I should open myself up to new stuff before I jumped right into the one that I knew and was familiar with. And thankfully, this being the last holiday movie for now, I know y'all are tired of me talking about the way and the standard that we hold holiday movies to. Blah, blah, blah. How all the plots are void of depth because they want you to believe in the impossible. But as long as you're entertained, that will forever be the most important thing when it comes to a holiday movie. And thankfully, this is the last time for a while you'll have to hear me give you any of that spiel. This film doesn't possess that depth. And it doesn't prevent it from being an enjoyable film. I feel like it tries to be sincere, but it gets engulfed in the stupidity of an Adam Sandler comedy. The fact that it's an animated film is something I think that hurts it more than it helps it, because animated movies tend to be goofy by nature. When it comes to my rating for this film, I give it 2 out of 5 stars. What do you guys think of 8 Crazy Nights? Am I being too hard on it? Have you even seen it? Let me know. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Let's have that conversation, that discussion, that debate, that discourse, the interaction, the engagements that I'm always trying to pull from you, my loyal viewers. It's on Disney Plus if you've never seen it before and you want to give it a chance. And if you've never seen it before, where have you been? It's the oldest movie that I've reviewed. It was from 2002. But all that being said, I want to thank you guys for joining me here for the Christmas movies, the Thanksgiving movie that I did, Turkey Hollow, and all these Hanukkah movies that I've done as we built towards the grand relaunch of the Casa D18 Studios channel, which the Casa is back in full swing. All new content, new movies. Renegades Reviews is back with full force. You've got albumversaries now, and you've got deep cuts, forgotten gems. This is the remix, all to look forward to on days when we don't celebrate a movie anniversary or an albumversary, hence the title of the show. We've also got the War Zone coming back, and that's in addition to all the other content that you can find on the Casa D18 Studios YouTube channel, whether it's our watch-alongs, whether it's simply predicting as we lead into our PLE and pay-per-view watch-alongs with Noah Foster, whether it's For the Love of Wrestling, assuming that my 9 to 5 job work schedule allows it. Because as I've said more than a few times, if I can't give coverage to more than just one company, then I just don't do it for the week. Because I don't want the fans out there, my fans, you guys, to think that I'm just WWE biased, or I'm AEW biased, or I'm TNA biased. So if I can't get to all the companies in a week, then I just don't do it. And as I'm recording this, and of course, just like a wrestling show, card subject to change, but as I'm recording this episode, they tend to be working me on Wednesdays and Thursdays, which that's AEW Dynamite and TNA Impact. That only leaves me free on Monday night Raw, Tuesday NXT, Friday SmackDown, all the WWE programs. And like I said, I just don't think it's fair for me to only cover those and not be able to talk about Dynamite, not be able to talk about Impact, not be able to talk about the NWA programs. What do you guys think? Is that fair of me? Or do you want to see me talk about those shows regardless of if I'm able to cover Dynamite and Impact as well? You know, if the only shows that I'm able to actively discuss on a nightly basis are the WWE product, would you guys out there consider me biased? Let me know, leave your thoughts in the comments. And if I get enough positive support saying, go ahead, we just want to see it, then I'll start doing it, even if I can't cover the other companies in the course of a week. But this has been a fun journey that kind of just unexpectedly fell into my lap. You know, one night I was cruising through Netflix and I saw a bunch of different movies that were getting ready to premiere this year. And I was like, all of these sound interesting. They sound good. They've got people that I know. So let me review them while they're relevant, before I have to wait 5 years to do a movie anniversary. You know, let me talk about these while there's a current demand for them, because maybe my review will inspire somebody to go onto the channel and watch it. And then filled in some gaps with some other films that were pretty recent-ish, I think, you know, not counting the Hanukkah ones where we had ones that were going back to 2002, 2003. I think the oldest movie I reviewed was like 2018. So within the past 5 to 6 years, you know, I feel like that's still pretty current, considering the way these movies drop on the channels, which we discussed ad nauseum. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little soft reopening that I did. I hope you guys are enjoying the brand new content that's dropping on a daily basis. And I hope you guys continue to come back and join me each and every day for brand new content on the Casa D18 Studios channel. Happy Hanukkah to each and every one of y'all. Hope you've had a fun and safe holiday. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some more brand new content. Thank you guys for joining me. See you guys next time.